Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress. Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. Thank you all for joining. It's 12 p.m. Eastern. It's noon over here in Canada, and we welcome you guys. We're gonna go for a couple hours here, and we're gonna break down the markets. We're gonna look at a few securities, and we'll talk about everything that's going on. So thanks for joining, guys. It is, if you guys don't know, it is Halloween today. So it is October 31st, Thursday, and it is the last day of the trading month. So funny things can happen on the last day of the trading month. On the first, tomorrow is the 1st of November. We also have NFP tomorrow, non-farm payroll data will come out. So just please, guys, always exercise caution whenever you're trading the last day or the first day of a month, because lots of factors. There's not one factor we can pinpoint why there's this type of volatility on the last day and the first day of the month. It could happen to do with options that are expiring, monthly options, and various factors. But just backtest, guys. Take a look at your daily candles on the last day of the month and the first day of the month, and see the type of volume that these candles produce. That's a big part of trading, is analyzing and looking back at history. So you can go back and look at the end of September, start of October. You can go back, look at the end of August, start of September. You can go back, look at June, July. You can go back, look at the beginning of the year, January, February. You can go back. Always, guys, utilize your skills to go back and see how markets move. Then you might see some type of pattern, and then so when we have this conversation at the end of November, we'll be prepared for the end of November going into December. It's always, guys, it's just like breaking it down from a monthly down to a weekly. You know that Fridays and Mondays can be difficult to trade, and lots of volume and volatility. Also, when you go to the daily, the opening price and the closing price, and then you can even go down lower time frame. But we also have to acknowledge monthly end, month end, and new beginning, new month. It could be, if you look on the higher time frames, the monthly time frame, to see what the monthly candle is doing as well. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on that, but it is important. It is very important. So thanks all for joining. I got these silly emojis over here of Halloween. So if you do enjoy it with your kids, have fun tonight. Be safe out there, and yeah, spooky charts for sure, Aaron. They are spooky. But they're spooky. They're spooky if you make them spooky. But if you're on the right end of the trade, or you're following the trend, maybe you're enjoying today's volume. But if you're trying to trade against today's volume, it could be difficult, especially too if you're over leveraged. If you're not using proper risk management. These are those tough days that if you have done well all week, it might be one of these days that throws you off, and then you give back all of your weekly profits on just one day. So just take your time. Break down everything from a top down. I'm not just talking about charts from like a daily, hourly to the lower time frames. I'm talking about breaking it down. What day of the month? When you wake up every morning, is it the middle of the month? Is it the beginning of the month? Is it the end of the month? How play these things out in your head, and you're going to get really, really good at this stuff. Okay. So I have right here gold and US30, but we can change that, no problems. But we will do some top-down analysis. But before we get into that, let's just start off with the news, everything going on in the markets. Guys, I've been away for a couple days from YouTube and Zoom. My daughter was really, really sick, and she still is. So just quick little recap. She was vomiting for 2 days straight. Like, I'm talking serious vomiting, where she didn't eat anything for like 2 days and was just throwing up. Bad stomach bug, and then it turned into, I don't know why I'm saying this, but it turned into diarrhea. And then we had to take her to Children's Emerge. My family doctor recommended that, and she's getting better. She's upstairs with my wife right now. My wife had to take some time off of work to be with her. So She is feeling better. Thank you guys for the messages. I appreciate you guys. You guys know with kids, it is tough. It's not easy. So it's not easy, guys. It's difficult. So if you ever have any situation like that with your family members or your kids, the last thing you should be thinking about is trading, because if you are trading, you're gonna make some mistakes. Your mind is somewhere else. Your mind is somewhere else. So take some days off, guys. If you have your kids that are sick, or if you're feeling sick, or you got a family member and you're not mentally there to be trading, then don't come in the markets and trade. Take a day off. The markets are always open every single day. It's those things, those little things that matter, guys. So that's being mature as you get older, with trading as well. I understand that the markets are always going to be there, but when I've got my kids sick, I have to be there for them. I don't care about the markets, what they're doing. And tomorrow, guys, we will be doing a live NFP together. We're going to get it started at 7 a.m. Eastern, and we'll go till about 10:30, depending if we can still, if we still got some energy. So tomorrow morning, live NFP for both of you guys for YouTube and Zoom. Please join us tomorrow, okay? So let's get started with looking at Forex Factory. There was a lot of news. I'm not going to go over all of the news this week. We're going to just talk about what happened today and leading into tomorrow. Okay, so there was a lot of news coming out of Europe this morning. You had German, French, Italian, some British news. So lots going on this morning. There wasn't any real significant red high impact folders in London, but you have a lot of news staggered. So I saw that London was kind of choppy, was kind of a lot of sideways trading action. And then we moved into the North American block right over here, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We had some Canadian news, our GDP month over month. The actual came out from the forecast. We had some US red folders, our core PCE price index, employment cost index, and our weekly unemployment claims were released this morning. Tomorrow is NFP, so be prepared for tomorrow. It can be an extremely volatile day with NFP, and Friday and first of the month. So let's be extra careful with risk management tomorrow, okay? We had our Chicago PMI come out at 9:45 when Wall Street market opened, our natural gas storage, and we don't have any news this afternoon for us, like going into the close. There is earnings. We will talk about that. Big earnings, Juanito, you know it. Amazon, Apple, Intel, yeah, some big names tonight. So you have to be aware of those big names. And then tomorrow, so there is some European banks that will be closed. The French banks are closed. The Italian banks will be closed tomorrow. We have Swiss news coming out at 3:30. We have CPI month over month. And then we get into our non-farm payroll. So join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. We'll get started. We'll start dissecting the markets. We'll start doing top down on gold. And then we'll start to move into index into Wall Street. So we have our average hourly earnings tomorrow. We'll talk all about this tomorrow. Non-farm employment change and our unemployment rate. So we'll talk about this tomorrow morning. Just wanted to mention to join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. Okay. We were just briefly talking about earnings. There is some big names that have reported this entire week. Let's just look at pre-market this morning. We had Uber, we had Peloton, MasterCard, Merck Company, Roblox, Norwegian Cruise. But once we get into the after hours, this is where the big names are coming. So let's look at the times and who is reporting. So Amazon is a massive blue chip company. This is the Magnificent Seven, and this is $1 trillion corporation. You guys know it. You guys use it. They will be reporting today at 4 p.m. So right when Wall Street market, the bell closes, we will have the release of Amazon. They'll have their earnings per share and their revenue. So we're looking at 157 billion quarter over quarter. We'll see the actual numbers that come out and how it will impact the markets. Right now, the markets are really red across the board. It's very difficult to find a green security. Everything is pretty much 99% red across the board right now. Will Amazon help maybe find a bottom? Will Amazon maybe provide some green volume back into the markets going into tomorrow, going into the futures, going into Tokyo session? We will see. So please be aware, Amazon is reporting. Another big name is Apple. They report at 4:30. Okay, so you got 4 p.m. Amazon, 4:30 you have Apple. These are two of the 7 biggest corporations in the world reporting 30 minutes apart. So you can see Amazon will have an impact in the markets, and also Apple will. So Apple is looking at $1.49 earnings per share, almost 95 billion in revenue. But not just the numbers. I know a lot of everyone focuses just on the numbers, because sometimes there's a numbers miss and the security is green after. Sometimes the earnings are a beat and they're exceeding all of these, and then they're red. So it happens, guys. But the more important is to listen to forward guidance, and if you can listen to the conference call. If you are an investor in these securities, if you trade these securities, if you're interested maybe to get involved in Amazon or Apple in the future, maybe you want to listen to what is the forward guidance for the next 3 months, 6 months. What is the CEO, COO, or CFO talking about? What is planned in the pipeline? Are they optimistic about the future? Are they pessimistic? What are they doing? You know, they will tell you during the conference call. Then they also take questions, and it's if you have the time, it's good to listen to these, whether you are a shareholder or not, because these big names are the ones that move the indices that you're trading, S&P, NASDAQ, or the Dow. So get familiar with these names. I know you're not going to get familiar with all of 500 securities on the S&P, but the top 5, 6, 7, make sure you guys are familiar with these big household names, and you guys have them on your watch list, okay? And then we have also Intel. Okay, so Intel has taken a big haircut as of late. They've had some internal news that was released last couple months, and their share price has dropped drastically and kind of consolidating around $22 right now. We will see what will happen with them. So they report at 4 p.m. Alongside Amazon. So those are our big names. Eldorado Gold is another big name in gold. I trade this company a lot. So there's you can take a look at it. Its ticker is EGO. There's a Canadian ticker and an American ticker. They report at 5 p.m. So they've been doing really well. They mine gold as of late. Gold hit all-time highs, 2,800. So we take a look at their chart, see how they're doing. Okay, then we move into tomorrow. Pre-market, ExxonMobil, Chevron. So crude oil for tomorrow morning. If you guys are the crude oil traders in the group, make sure you guys are aware at 6:30 a.m. Eastern, ExxonMobil reports, and at 6:15 we got Chevron. So these are some big household names in America for crude oil and energy. Make sure you guys are aware of this if you're going to be trading crude tomorrow. Okay, could impact the way you're trading. Also energy. So there's a lot of oil and energy, Dominion Energy tomorrow. So you have your names, and then also NFP at 8:30 a.m. Then we move into Wall Street. Okay, so busy day, and then it's also the first of the month. Tomorrow morning is November 1st. So today's volume could dictate the way how they close the monthly candle, and we'll see how tomorrow opens up leading into November. Okay. And just looking at next week, just really quickly, look at Monday. Here's Tuesday of Wednesday. So you can see next Monday, or the Monday coming up, we have 44 corporations pre-market, 116 after close. Tuesday of next week, we got 79 before the open, 67 after close. And now look at midweek Wednesday. We have 88 before the open and 256 after the close. So I can imagine that there's going to be some big names reporting leading into next week as well. So the earnings won't stop. We just have to be aware and ready. Okay. Yahoo Finance. This is where I come for my daily fix for my news in the markets. I take a look at what's trending, what's going on. Vereen stock plunges after it trims 2024 production guidance. Fuel retailer Parkland cuts 2024 profit guidance by up to 250 million. You can see anything that you're interested in. Gold trades near record high as U.S. election drives demand. So don't forget, next Tuesday we have our elections, November 5th, I believe. So that will also impact the markets, who gets elected and how we could be trading end of next week. Okay, so who is going to get elected could impact these financial markets. One of the top debates is what they're having is all about the economy. So, the markets, stock market, I know it's not your traditional economy that you have in your outside when you step outside your house, but it's still, everything is impacted by who gets elected, their policies and everything. So it's good to pay attention to these things and keep learning. Okay. This is where you're going to start to learn everything about what it is to be a trader, an investor, all of these things. Okay, you gotta just take a little bit in and understand that everything can potentially impact the markets. Okay, especially an election. We have an election every 4 years, so I'm sure that this one is gonna impact the markets. Look at Roblox, up 17% right now. Roblox lifts annual bookings forecast as in-game spending booms. Okay, so Roblox took a little bit of a hit lately, and then they bounced back right away. Donald Trump security, it was up 20% the other day and taking a little bit of a hit today, 12% down. So like everything is not always going to go up forever. Sometimes things go up, some things go down, sometimes they go down and then they come right back up, and sometimes they just trade sideways for a little bit. Okay, so Donald Trump stock extends his double-digit plunge after worst day yet for Donald Trump's company. Maybe it could be some selling from the big gains it had prior, or something happened with it, but I need to click on it, read it, see what's going on. Stock market today, Microsoft, Meta, and the burden of high expectations drag Wall Street lower. Okay, JP Morgan is in the news. There was SMCI as of late in the news. Semiconductors, the big one, it took a big, massive hit. Their accountants pulled out from filing, so it raises questions as to why they do that, and took a big hit. So we'll see how they recover. Some companies sometimes don't recover from things like that, but obviously they're going to find a new accounting firm and they'll be back. But it's good opportunity to look for if you were looking to grab a position when something drops 30, 40, 50% from what it was. I see it as a discount, like it is a discount, but it's also not just you buy a discount if it's shitty or if it's garbage, like things like that. You want to buy something that is still of value, even if it's a discounted price. So don't always just assume if something drops 20, 30, 40%, like a big name, that it's automatic time to buy it, because you might be buying a falling knife and it might continue dragging you down with it. So this is where you kind of position yourself slowly with smaller positions, and then if you see everything is working out in your direction, then you can start adding positions as well. Okay, but I'll be shopping today, so I see a lot of big names are on discount right now. Like Amazon is down 3% right now. Tesla is almost down 2%. Nvidia, this is on my top of my watch list. It's down 4.3% today. So it was $140, but now it's trading at $133. So if I was to look to get in today, I'm already saving $6 per share. So maybe it's a good time to look for, are we coming to a demand area? Maybe I'll wait a couple more days. Maybe the selling is still going to continue, so you can't always assume just on the first day of a red day it's automatic time to just plunge in there and start buying. Everything is on sale today, like uranium energy. Palantir is down 5%. Micron is down 4%. So those are just some recently viewed names. But there's everything on here. If we look at the overall markets, S&P is down 1.35% right now. Crude oil is up a little bit, and Bitcoin is down 1.5% from the highs. So lots going on, guys. Telegram, everyone on YouTube, there is a free Telegram available for you guys right over here. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube. Shows everything that we do here at SST with our members, and all of our schedules and what we do, streaming, and all of these things. Okay, guys? And we provide all the links for you guys. We have a free daily blog available for you guys right over here. On our website, stocksnipertrading.com, there is a free daily blog for you guys. Lots of education if you want to join the team. Tons of education. So today there's a little bit of volatility in the markets. Once you pass your first beginner phase, your first 10 webinars, you start to move into a little bit more understanding structure of the market, supply and demand, and then you bring it into some more advanced concepts where you start to learn a little bit more. So we did in here NFP, webinar 57, NFP and GDP folders. So we talked about tomorrow's NFP, trading into major red folder news events, webinar 55. So if there's something that you want to just recap before we go into NFP tomorrow, there is some webinars here. We did one on volatility. I can't see where it is right now, but there was one on what is volatility. VIX is moving, VIX. That's the volatility in today's market. Okay, so let's go back to our charts. Thanks for joining, everyone. I appreciate everyone for joining, everyone on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome, Juanito, A1 Everything. Welcome, bro. Congratulations on your success as of late. All of those challenges that you got, that's amazing, bro. Well done, well done. Respect to you. All the hard work you're putting in. Aaron, good morning. Lorraine, welcome. Welcome, guys. Patrick, thanks for joining. Sang, Bruce, welcome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. Val, welcome. Thank you for joining. Sakaza, welcome. Thank you, guys. Carlos, welcome. Trev, welcome. Thank you, guys, for joining. Shahab, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Welcome, guys. And everyone on YouTube as well. Thank you, guys, for joining. As always, Tony Gold, thank you. Thanks for joining. Hopefully everything is good. CEO Flash, thank you for joining. Ahmed, welcome. Thank you, guys. Tony, Tashi, Frank, welcome. Heath, thank you for joining. Claudio, as always. Thank you, guys, everybody. Thank you, guys, for joining. Okay, so let's get into it right now. I want to do something different, okay? So I'm just going to pick a random person from the group. I'm not picking on anyone right now, but it's the last person who I see. So Val, I'm not picking on you, but what security would you like me to break down? You give me the security, and you let us know what you want us to break down today. We're going to do something different where you guys tell me what you'd like to see. You tell me the time frame you want analyzed. I will always do a top-down analysis. So Val, even if you say like a 1 minute or a 15 minute, I will break it down to get us down there, and that's what we will watch. And so Val, if you're still US30 1 hour, okay, we can do that. So we'll go to US30 right over here with the pumpkin. Okay, we'll get rid of our pumpkin. Happy Halloween to everybody. Okay, it's spooky. There it is. Okay, so Val, what we're going to do is, and we'll do other securities, guys. So it's not just we're going to stick on US30, but this is what we'll do. We'll pick someone. I want a security. So US30, Dow Jones, we'll take a look at. I need a time frame from you, so 1 hour. So I'll break it down daily, and then we'll get it to the 1 hour, and we'll see what the 1 hour is doing. And then also, if you can give me, Val, a indicator, your favorite indicator that you like to complement your charts with, and then I can break it down with an indicator of your choice. As long as we know, like the group knows a common indicator. If it's something that is very rare indicator, that we can still take a look at, but a common indicator that you use, 9 EMA and 50 SMA. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, are we cool with that? So this is going to be the plan for what we're going to do today. So we're going to start off with US30, and we're going to bring it down to the 1 hour. So what I'm going to do is we'll start off with the daily, maybe take a peek at the 4 hour, and then bring it down to the 1 hour, and we'll see how it's moving. Okay, so this is US30. And then break it down to the 5 minute. Oh, perfect, Val. Okay, awesome. Then we'll get right down into the scalping timeframes. Okay, so let me just write this down so everyone is clear. We're going to be looking at US30. Okay, we're going to be doing bringing it down, top down. Okay, top down from. We're going to go from the daily to the hourly, to the 1H, and then finally we'll get it down to the 5 minutes. Okay, are we clear on that? And the indicators that we're going to use is a 9 EMA to complement our chart, and we'll put it alongside with a 50 SMA. So is that all good, Val? Okay. Okay, everyone, we got that? So right away when I see this, my brain is registering everything right now. US30, Dow Jones. This is a different security. This is not NASDAQ. This is an S&P. I know it's weighted differently. So right away, it doesn't follow what NASDAQ or S&P is doing. This is a whole different security, whole different index. We're going to go from the daily 1 hour, 5 minutes. So this is what we normally do on the call. So we should be... this should be common for a lot of us, and we're going to use the 9 EMA and we'll put a 50 SMA to complement it. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's take a look at the daily where we have it on. Is there any obvious structure that we can see with our naked eye right now? Yes, there is. So we made this top up here just recently, as of a couple weeks ago. So this is showing us our all-time high supply, and we haven't came back into it. Okay, we see the volume is diverging away from the all-time high supply box up here. Will the Dow ever come back up to the all-time high supply? Time will tell. But when it comes back up there, we have to acknowledge that it could be resistance, a double top. There's the one top. It could come back up and then it's a double top and then they drop it back down. It could break out of there and actually close above with new, fresh demand, break a new all-time high, close above there. Then we flip the same zone back to green. It might be ongoing demand now, and then all of a sudden we're moving to 44,000 and a new all-time high. Okay, this could be post-election. It could be going into December and going into 2025. We might not come back up to and revisit this area for a while. Who knows? Okay, I'm just trying to show you that we are moving away from it, but let's get in the habit, guys, of stretching it into the future. Okay, how far you want to take it, that's your decision. Okay, is there any other obvious zones that we can see? Yes, there was this zone right here. Multiple days it kind of got rejected inside here. There was that big impulse breakout, peeked its head up there, wicks do the damage, but the volume tells the story. When that candle closed, it got rejected and closed back down where it consolidated in here. A lot of sideways, and then we had a green bar close above and retest it. So right there, I could have flipped this zone, red to green, Again, if I got in the habit of stretching across into the future, this is where we would be right now. So you see yesterday's big red bar close below. So this box, this green one, red. And again, I'm not stopping there. I'm going to stretch it into the future. This one might be more active. Okay, this one might get activated or traded into this week, next week. But I'm stretching it into the future. And I can see now today's volume, this bar, is trading inside exactly where all of that consolidation was. Look how many days it was trading inside this consolidated neutral area before it finally broke out for that all-time high. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, about 15 days. So you got about 3 weeks of consolidation where they had enough volume to break it to the all-time high. And look at where we are right now. If I stretch that zone, we're right back inside the consolidated zone. So this looks like a left shoulder, the head, and we're right back in the right shoulder. How long will we trade in the right shoulder? I don't know. Will we break below it and have US30 to continue to sell? Then we got to look for volume to start to close below here. See how we came down today, but then it came right back up. So we need to follow red volume, see if it will close down here, maybe come back up, retest this, the consolidation box, and then get rejected, and then we start to push down into here. But if the buyers, maybe with earnings this afternoon, tomorrow's NFP, if there's a bounce and we come back up here, we're looking to close green above here. It's tried multiple times. Right here where it came up green, back down, came up green, and then they brought it back down, came up green again, they brought it back down. So if we come back up green and close above there, then we flip this red zone green, and maybe we're gonna try to build back up to the previous all-time high. Okay, so I'm just trying to find my key daily zones. Okay, are we all clear on this already? Is it good? And then maybe, is there any other zones? Well, I can see right here, there was a top up here, there was a top up here, there was a little bit of a break up there, and then it turned to support right here. So another zone that like I can visually see is like right over here. And then I look at already what happened. So I see the big green bar that closed above, but there was really no momentum to create a new high. And then it got kind of like a fake out, and then they brought it right back down green. Okay, and then we came right back up again. We got the volume closing above, couple retests. So right there, see that green bar, the retest, and continue moving up. Now that zone turns to green. And then don't stop. Stretch it into the future. So you see now, if we keep coming down red, maybe today and tomorrow, maybe that's where the buyers are going to hold the market for Dow right here. If it comes down there, we're not there yet, but I'm stretching it into the future just in case we do eventually get down here. Maybe we don't get down here. Okay, and then one more zone I can see right there. There's a top, and then I can see that wick right off of there. Sometimes I can just use my naked eye. I don't need to create these boxes. I do this kind of for you, and right there to show you that it was red, like it was a double top there, where it came up, back down, came up the second time, and then they dropped it. So if we stretch this at that time, when you acknowledge the double top there, if you kept bringing it into the future, you would have been prepared months later when it did come back in there, and then now you see how it reacted in there. Reacted, and then they pushed it right back down. Okay, so if you continued with this zone and you continued, and then you see the green volume there closing above, did you flip it green? And then you see it red. Look at the big wick in the green zone and start that big leg to the all-time high. So there's my next zone. Bringing it across in the future. Will Dow ever get down to 40,000, just breaking below 40,000? I don't know. But when it comes down there, I will be ready for it. And when it comes down there, I assume that it will be demand unless volume proves me otherwise. Okay? So those are just some daily zones. Is there a trend right now? What is the overall trend? Well, the overall trend looks bullish. We've been coming up through here. There was a pullback. but this pullback is higher than here, higher than there. So it is a higher low. We continue to break for a new higher high, the all-time high, and now we're pulling back. So it looks red. It looks last 2 weeks it's been selling, and is it going to be a market crash? It just looks like it could be a pullback. Maybe we got to find where there's some support, and maybe we might get our next move coming back up. And then who knows, maybe we do break out for a new all-time high and continue trending up. But maybe this is going to start now to push the market down. Who knows? So we take it day by day, hour by hour, 5 minutes by 5 minutes, or 1 minute by 1 minute, okay, depending on your time frame, how you trade. So Val, that would be my zones on the daily right now, okay? And next thing is I need to have some daily point of interest lines. So you know our yellow lines. Where would I put a point of interest? Okay, so one area I'm going to place a point of interest is right here. Okay, a yellow line, and I'm going to tell you exactly why, so I don't leave you hanging. Okay, the reason why I placed it right there is I can see now, like price action visually tells you what happened. We can talk about it right now. We can debate about it. We can see exactly what happened. I can see on these green days when it came up there, that was that spin top candle that got rejected and it closed right there. Again, the next day, it impulsively broke out of there, but nothing really happened. Finally, right here on September 19, like I can call the date right now, September 19, Thursday, this big green bar closed above. And then look at now, if I was just looking at that September 19 green candle, if I was just dissecting it, cutting it in half, what I normally do, where it opened and it closed, 50% of it is right around where I have that yellow line. Now I look at the next candles that printed. It came red, 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 basically right down to 50% of the yellow line, back up. This was a big, massive red day that sold near the low, right to the yellow line, and next day the buyers stepped right back in. See how it was, and that's my consolidated zone. This entire zone is consolidating right down to that yellow line. Okay, like right here. If I show you that consolidated zone again, see how it's all just holding support right there, that wick, that wick, that wick. And look at today's volume. It's right at that yellow line. Okay, so this daily candle is going to close in 4 hours and 23 minutes. So when this daily candle closes, I'm going to watch to see if red volume will close below that yellow line. Are they going to bring it back up? How much of today's daily volume is 50%? But that is a key point of interest that I'm interested in on all time frames. I'm going to utilize this yellow line throughout my charting. I like to look at the number as well, if it's a psychological number. This one, not so much, 41,000, around 815, 820. But sometimes you'll find a nice psychological number to complement your line, and then you know that you targeted a good area. Okay, so that's a daily point of interest. I'll even write it down here so we all know what I'm looking for here. So this is a daily, because it's obviously from daily candles. So daily point of interest. POI, point of interest, and right now the volume is above it, so it would be support right now. Okay, I know it's still early, we have 4.5 hours to go on the daily close, but currently it's holding support. Now let's just look at today's volume, how it opened, where's the high, where's the low. We don't know the close yet, but we can follow what has already happened. So we're following yesterday's candle that opened green, came all the way up to resistance, rejected. They rejected it back down and made that low and closed near the low. Okay, so it's a bearish pin bar candle. And then today they gapped it down. They filled the gap where it came up, right there. The high wick, right there, you can see it where it retested. That's our high of the day. Okay, so I'm going to place a purple line. I know it's right below our red box. I don't know if you can see it, but I will write on it that this is our high of the day. Okay, very simple. High of the day. Okay, and when we got up to the high of the day, we got rejected. Are we below 50%? Did anyone figure out where's 50% of yesterday's volume? I can look at it, open, close. I could place another point of interest right at half of yesterday's volume right there. And then I see, look at the gap up candle where it closed Friday, and then look at over the weekend where they gapped it up. Look where they gapped it up right there. It's conveniently placed right at 50% of yesterday's red volume where it opened and closed right there. Okay. So then when I start to see some confluence and where I place the line at 50% of yesterday's volume, and then it starts to line up with the weekly gap up, then it starts putting the pieces of the puzzle together. It's not like I just chose this area. Now I can see the market. Look at how they gapped it up right there. And then look at how it is exactly 50% of yesterday's red volume. So that is a point of interest. Okay, if we ever do get back up green, 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 and we break the daily high, that would be the next area of resistance right there. That could push the market down. We're in that big supply zone right here. Okay, and then continuing to follow our volume. So they gapped it down. I can see that they gapped it down. You can see where we closed. They gapped it down. That's where they opened it, the gap. But then you see how they filled the gap. Where when it opened, it came up green, 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 green. They filled up the gap, that imbalance, and then they started to push it right back down. So we went red. We took out yesterday's low. We took out Friday of last week's low, and look at the bearish volume continuing to push down. We took out all of this where there was a lot of wicks and structure right here, and it was a really bearish day where we came all the way down to this critical point of interest where we had all of these wicks hold this position and also 50% of this big bullish candle. It broke, okay, and it created a new weekly low all the way down to there. 41,699.4. So nice psychological level, 41,700. Let's place a purple line to let us know that that's our low of the day. Also, if you want to also put in there, it's the weekly low. You're more than welcome to do that as well. I'll just keep it with the low of the day. Okay, and then what happened when it came down there? We found it triggered some buyers. We found the buyers, and they're pushing it back up. Remember, this was a big, heavy red candle, big body candle. And now the buyers are rejecting that move. They're pushing it back up. They're pushing it back up. They got it back above this critical point of interest, and here's the volume right now. Now, if they continue this afternoon pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, we go into the close, then we have earnings with Apple and Amazon today. Are they going to continue to push all this red volume and maybe flip the daily candle, and then it's going to be a very bullish day going forward? Or how much of this red volume can we move into? So what I do now is I like to look at right now exactly as I'm speaking from the opening price to where the volume is. Half of it is approximately right there. See, and look at my number, 42,003.5. So around psychological level 42,000. But I see some bodies. I see a body there, a body there, a body there, a body there. There's a lot of gaps in the market. It closed there, gapped it up, they gapped it down, they gapped it up. So anywhere around here, approximately 42,000, just below, would be a good area to maybe place a point of interest. If you want to go exactly where I said at 42,003, you can go there too. And then I'll show you how to draw a zone. So I'm going to do that. So if you guys follow me, where I said half of exactly today's volume, right about there, okay? And remember, Ron smoked something, so my eyes probably are not as good as yours right now, but opening, closing, that's approximately 50% of the volume. So I'm going to place a yellow line. What does the yellow line signify? It is a daily point of interest if the volume does get up here, but now it's resistance because the volume is currently below us. So if the buyers push it all the way back up to this yellow line, it could be resistance. And then I use my yellow line now as a base of interest. So now, you know those gapped bodies that I said there, they came down, they gapped it up, so if I want to now encapture all of that, now this is where I can draw a zone. I use my yellow line and draw a box. See what I just did there? So I kind of grabbed everything, all of this gap up, gap down nonsense, all this bullshit in here, these 4-day candles, I grabbed everything in there in that neutral box and now stretch it into today's body, right? And the volume is still below us, so I can make this box red to now give me a zone of maybe resistance or a zone of supply. So I'm not just targeting exactly a line. Now I give myself a zone, and I'm using exactly what happened back on October 3, October 4, October 7, and October 8, and October 9. The wick came in there and back out of there. That's where it was green zone, and now it's red zone. Okay, so again, I can stretch this into the future if I like. So it's showing me right now how they're lowering the offers. Okay, and now what is the overall daily trend? Okay, we talked about, if we talk monthly, it's bullish, making a higher high, higher low, all-time high, pullback, might be another higher low, and we continue coming back up. But if we just talk just the recent last couple weeks, then what we see is from the all-time high, we are pushing down that 5 days. It started when? Started Monday, October 21, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then look at how they gapped up this week. Monday, they gapped it up to try and propel it back up, but a lot of supply up there. So it did pull back up, and now they're pushing it back down. Okay, so we're currently in a 2-week, 3-week downtrend, but maybe we'll figure out a spot where it's going to stop, maybe figure out where it's going to consolidate, and then maybe it's going to start to come back up here, close above here. We flip the zone, everything. The yellow line will still be a point of interest, but it won't be resistance anymore, because if the green volume is above, it will be a support in our green box. And then if it gets those buyers, then we're moving all the way, and we could be coming right back up to our all-time high, and there's our inverted head and shoulder. Our left shoulder, our inverted head coming back into the right shoulder, and then this has a high probability of continuing to break bullish back up to the all-time high. But depending on volume, okay, that's just a possible path, but we need to let volume dictate where it's going to go. Okay, so continuing with what Val wanted, so daily, Val, that's a daily analysis. Let's now break down to the hourly. Let's now start to dissect more of today's volume. When did it hit exactly? What hour did it hit the high? What hour did it hit the low? Maybe tell us more hourly structure. Okay, so guys, I'm moving now down from daily to 1H. So now all the price action we're going to see now is all hourly. Each one of these candlesticks is 1 hour, 60 minutes, but it has the same characteristics as a daily candle. It's got the same characteristics as a minute candle, but we're looking now at the hourly. So it's now I can see when they dropped it was Wednesday, 11 a.m., noon. Wednesday at noon started the big drop. Okay, I can see now how it was trading. Here's London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., kind of consolidated 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Here's 8 a.m. We got some Comex news, some red folder news here. Wall Street, here's Wall Street. It was red, red, red. Came back up. It closed as a bullish pin bar, but the next 10 a.m., we couldn't break above there. Then we got the big red hourly candle. So now I can see when it tapped our purple low of the day. Now I can see exactly 11 a.m., 1 hour before we started our call. That's when we hit our low of the day. I can see already hourly structure right there. You see how the body at 10 a.m. closed right there, and look at where we opened. The wick is just showing me how far down it came, but I see structure right there where they closed and opened. So I'm going to place a white line here. This is also for education to show you guys I'm now dissecting the hourly structure. So remember, sometimes I tell you it takes just 2 bars to analyze a support, a resistance area. Okay, so you see how I just placed a line there. Okay, I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm doing here. And now that I have this yellow line, I'm no longer on a daily time frame. I'm on the 1 hour. So how do I teach my brain to understand the difference? I change the color to white. White now, every single time I see a white line on my chart, it represents an hourly structure, not daily anymore. Now it represents from 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. If we come back down again this afternoon, this white line might be hourly support. That might be creating the second bottom on the hourly. Okay, if it can't hold, then we're going to probably take out the low of the day and continue dropping down into here. But you see how I'm trying to figure out structure and stretch it into the future to see if this area will hold? Because if you do a proper analysis, you're setting yourself up for profitable and high probable trades in the future. Don't look at this as it's a waste of time. Someone said to me the other day when I was doing this, Ron, this is a waste of time. You've wasted 20 minutes and you haven't even taken a trade. But my rebuttal to that person is, I might spend 20 minutes right now, but 2 hours from now, I might be in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 profitable trades, and then we'll have the conversation after that. But I got to allow the volume to come back down here. But if I don't know, then I'm just guessing. I don't want to guess. Trading is not guessing. Trading is analyzing and waiting. Analyzing and being disciplined to allow the volume to come to you. Some days the volume will not come down to you, but the days when it comes down to you, you're prepared and you're prepared to make money. I don't understand why that's a hard concept to learn. I will be as patient as I can be to make money. The days when I was losing all of my money was when I was rushing, when I was forcing trades, when I was forcing trades to happen when it wasn't even trading in a significant zone. And that's when I was losing, getting pissed off, revenge trading, over leveraging, blaming the markets, blaming everybody that I know, when it was in fact just me not being patient. And I know a lot of you guys are suffering from the same thing. So that's why take some time to properly analyze your security. I'm taking more time than I normally would do if I was doing this alone, but I'm telling you that this, now look at other zones. I've set myself up for the way how it's going to trade next week, the way how it's going to trade next month. These are zones. The only thing that's variable is this volume. It will dictate whether this zone turns green or support or resistance. So we got a nice little bounce right now. Okay, when started at 11, made the low of the day, coming back up. If I want to draw now an hourly demand zone and label it, see this zone right here, Val, from the yellow line to the purple line. I'm speaking specifically to Val right now because this was her security and what she wanted to analyze. So Val, I want to make sure that you know this. So right here, from the white to the purple, you see that? Sometimes I tell you, Val, it only takes 2 bars to understand what the market is doing. Okay, so right there, see that? That wick is showing me at the low of the day, it came back up. So there is some sort of demand here, Val. There is. So who's this? Why can't we not say that the buyers are not going to wait in the future? Okay, so right there, that's what I'm saying. That could be like a double bottomed area where right now, Val, on the hourly, we have that big drop right there. I'm just talking from 10 a.m. this morning, right now, 10 a.m. And then you see how it's bouncing right back up. What happens if it comes back down? Okay, now I use this yellow line for a higher low support right here to form that. And then maybe break out there. But if we don't get that, then the next level right there, the bigger level, the box, the double bottom would be right there. What happens if they come 50% into it? Then it's right there. What happens if they take out the liquidity below the low of the day? What's waiting down there, Val? Whoa, that's big. I didn't want it to be that big. Liquidity. Okay, so now we're understanding market mechanics. Okay, if I allow the volume to come to me, first point of interest is right there. If it comes back down, I see if the buyers will step in right here at the daily point of interest support to see if they're going to start to create a depth of market and not even allow the market to come down here. Maybe it will make a higher low. Okay, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it cannot hold that, and then I look for the next line of support or demand to be now in the double bottom. The second bottom could be more powerful than the first bottom because more buyers could be in there. But if it doesn't hold, what if they come and then they do like a false move where they break it down, we all sell, but the candle hasn't closed. Remember, it's 1H, 60 minutes, and it catches a wick and comes and it closes back up here. Then I see that they came down here, took out all the liquidity, then that might strengthen my decision that we're going to continue to go back up. Okay, so you see how I utilize all of my structure for the specific time frame. Okay, now let's just continue where we're moving. Very bullish last 2 hours, but we're still cannot forget that we are still pushing down. Like if you look overall from up here, lower high, lower high. Like if I was just to draw a trend line coming all the way from down here, I know it's a nice, beautiful recovery, but we might be trading right at the trend line and right at that supply at the daily point of interest where they could potentially push it right back down. Maybe we're going to find some consolidation until we go into the close where Amazon and Apple are reporting. Okay, so we might consolidate and then see if we get the next move coming back up on positive news, or it's going to go back down. Okay, but now what I do is I break down these hourly candles as much as I can. Okay, see this big red bar that came down? If I was looking at 50% of this volume where it opened and closed, half of it is probably like right around there, correct? And then I can look to the left of the chart. Did anything happen around there? Yes. Look at the wick and a wick and all the wicks. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just break down this 10 a.m. candle where it opened and closed, and I'm going to draw a white line where I think is half of it. Okay, right now, just looking right there. If I look at half of it, and I didn't use a Fibonacci val, if I really want to get precise, I can grab my Fibonacci tool. I'm just lazy to, but I grab my Fib tool, opening, down to where it closed. You see exactly 50% white line. My white line is overlapping it. You can't even see it because Ron pinpointed it, nailed it exactly. Okay, so I can use my Fibonacci tool for added confirmation and verification that I nailed 50% of that red candle. Ron's eyes are trained to do this without Fibonacci's. Okay, now I can back test this. I can look in the past. Last time US30 came down to this white line, look at Tuesday, October 8 at 3 a.m. Eastern. That's London market open. The next time it retested it, look, Tuesday, October 8, 9 a.m. That's Wall Street. So you had London and Wall Street attempt to break this line, 41,863, and failed. It had multiple attempts over here too. October 3rd had multiple attempts over here. Look at how it created structure. And then now we're in the present time. And what's going on right now? Now look at our hourly volume. This candle is closing in 3 minutes. Okay, this hourly candle is closing in 3 minutes. Look at how conveniently it's about 50% of the bullish volume right now that's going to close. If I was looking at this hourly candle when we started the call, it just opened right here. Here's the volume. 50% is right there. So if I want to draw like a little green hourly box, I know it's a lot of boxes, but if I want to continue, if it pulls back, we might be pulling back down into support, and we're going to try and come back up. If we cannot hold this, then I could scalp from down here down to the yellow line and maybe even lower. And I'm always measure my zones. If I'm going to sell below here, it's approximately 30 pips. If it breaks and comes down to the hourly low, it's 58, 60 pips. If it comes all the way back down to there, it's 100 pips. And then if I'm a seller and I get that, I have to know that I'm coming into an area of demand. That might be where I take some profit because I know that maybe big buyers are waiting in there. So if I sell it down to them, I need to close my position where the buyers are. I'll gladly take my 100 pips and dip out of the market. Maybe I'll take 80% out and leave 20% running in case this continues to break down. Okay, but you always have to have a plan when you're trading. You gotta have a plan. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this green box right now because I don't want to confuse you guys. Well, let's let this hourly candle close in the next minute 40. Let's allow it to close. Okay, and then we'll continue our analysis, Val, as soon as this hourly candle closes, and then we'll move into the 5 minutes. Okay, is everyone okay with what I just showed right now? And then when we get to the 5 minutes, Val, I'll add your indicators. Okay, and maybe complement everything that we're looking at. Investor Terry, can you meet a Forex trader here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find a Forex trader here on YouTube or in our Zoom. We look at Forex pretty much every single day, so I'm sure you're going to find a Forex trader here. What are we doing here? Like, I don't understand. What are we doing? We're looking at Forex, breaking down Forex. We've talked last hour on Forex. We do everything here. Futures, we got futures traders, Forex traders, stock and option traders. We've got soft commodity traders. Everything. Here's the close. Okay, so we're closing. Look at where it's closing relative to the hourly volume, right near the high. Okay, look at the wick. That was the high. We're just, look at red. Okay, can we just take out this little tiny high? Look at it's struggling. Look at double top. Okay, see up here? Look at the wicks. How, like, ask yourself, how did it, there it is. Okay, so there's the push finally. Okay, so it kind of impulsively broke the previous hourly high. Very bullish. Now it has to run up all of this big red volume. And then look at my next hourly structure. I got a body and a body. If I draw another white line right here, okay, see how I'm utilizing that body to that body. Now I have how much it could fill until it gets to the next area of structure. So if I'm measuring, okay, from the break of the high, it's coming up right now. It's up 11, 12 pips. If it comes all the way and it comes, remember this big red volume it's fighting against that, it's coming up, but then it gets right up to there. 32 pips, that is filling the imbalance from the previous high, filling all of this to get it right back up to that structure where that hourly candle closed and that hourly candle opens, okay? And then from here, that would be a 32 pip move. So I've measured the entire structure to get it up there. Now let's just build what's based off of the bottom here, what's already been built. We have 50% there. So if it cannot hold, if it comes back down red, 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 I'd like to see if the buyers will step in right here and hold this momentum. So maybe it needs to drive all the way up to the red box in supply. And then maybe that's where it's going to come back down. And these buyers have a decision to make if it comes up there. Right now it is pushing up. So let's go to the 5 minutes and watch this. Look at the hourly open too, okay? Everything I talk about, it was an ignited open. There was zero drawdown. Little tiny wick. This is the firecracker. When you light a firecracker, okay, so when this hourly candle opened at 1 p.m., it lit the firecracker. You light the wick, and it's a short wick, and it popped. And there it goes driving right up and filled to that white line. Missed it by maybe a pip, okay? But that's like a 30 pip fill. So it's done its job. The first 2 minutes of this hourly candle that opened, it's done its job. It's filled up to the next the structure right here. Will it go any further? We will figure that out in the next 57 minutes. But so far, it's done its job. It's filled up there, okay? Anyone in a buy right now? Is anyone in a buy? So we've now, that big 1 hour drop, it took 3 hours to come right back up here. And we're going to trade right now back into this big red box here. So this is where we've made a V bottom recovery, where it came down and we made that V-shaped recovery. Okay, and we're coming right back into the daily point of interest of resistance and that supply. So there could be sellers waiting to absorb those buyers and push it down. However, if this volume is strong and the depth of market, these pending orders, these offers are getting taken out and they're getting placed higher, then this green body candle could just slice right through here. And maybe if we close above here, this now zone will become green, and then all of a sudden we're working our way right back up to the high of the day. Okay, so we are trading right at a critical structural area. Now, I'm going to go down to the 5 minutes. I believe that that's enough hourly analysis. But just these white lines, okay, I didn't name them, so let me just name them really quickly. So that one, that white line we have down there, it's an hourly point of interest, if it ever comes down there, of support, okay, into that double bottom of that green box right there, this white line, those two bodies. This one is representing 50% of our previous hourly candle, and it's still holding support. So let's label this one. We'll even go a little bit fancier here. We can label this one as 50%. Whoops, no, I don't want to change the interval. Sorry. Okay, so this one is hourly, 1H, point of interest, but I'll put in brackets, this is 50% of the previous 1H candle. Okay, we're getting really specific here. CS is candlestick, okay? We got that? So look at that white line. That was that 50%. Okay, I could lift it up now that the candle closed. This is where I put it while we were going into the close. I can alter it, but when we looked back in the past, it looked like it was a pretty good area. Got a lot of taps there, so we'll keep it there. So if we ever pull back in here, we'll see if it will hold as support. This white line, where we just the volume just traded right into, was because I based it off of that body and that body and that wick. So you see how we came right through there, it broke through there, touched the red box, and then now it's coming back down. Okay, so the sellers rejected those buyers up there. That's why sometimes when it fills up there and you're up 30 pips with zero drawdown, it's nice to take some profit out of the market because you know that you're trading right into an area of supply. The big red box is showing you that's a big seller that was there in the past, and why are they not there right now waiting to absorb? Yes, it could potentially break through there. The woulda, shoulda, couldas, this, that, but when you're trading to a plan, especially if you're down to the 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, you have to have some sort of plan. Yes, it could break through even more, but we will see, you know, like, so I don't like leaving money on the table. I hate it. So this white line is a 1H point of interest of resistance. And we'll see if it continues to hold. Okay, and now let's go down to the 5 minutes. Okay, Val wanted to see how everything looks with the 5 minutes. Okay, now look at the story of the 5 minutes. Okay, there was a lot of this. Look at the range, okay, how things open up. 9:45, you got Wall Street coming back up. 10 a.m., coming back down, double bottom. Look at the 5 minutes, guys. Okay, there was even a 5 minute double bottom. If I was acknowledging the same stuff I've been talking about on the daily and the hourly, there's a 5 minute body and a 5 minute body. It takes two bodies to create structure. So if I saw that, I would have drawn a red line. That's what I use on the 5 minutes right there at the body to body. And then I can see when it came down, red, 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 look at where it stopped at the red line where there is structure, and it went right back up. This candle broke down, took the liquidity down there, the money. There's also 5 minute money down there. So you know that money sign that I show you right here. There's money below there and there's money right there. So they did in fact come down there, grab that money, and look at where it closed. The candle closed exactly right at that structural area. And then look at the next candle at 10:15 was a bullish ignited green candle that came all the way back up. So if I was just looking to scalp one candle, I've been known to scalp one candle, that would be a good, if you read the story, there's the second bottom, they grabbed liquidity and it opened right there. If I was looking just to buy the second bottom, sometimes the second bottom is more powerful, and I was just looking for 10, 15, 20 pips, and I did my hourly analysis, see how it came and tapped right into that white line, kind of pushed right back down, and I can see 5 minute candles, how they reacted in that area. I tend to measure my moves. So if I was buying that green candle, I would know coming into 50% of that red candle, I'm up 50 pips. My stop loss would be automatically at break even. I could be taking some out. I could close the entire trade. But that candle alone is, guys, 190 to 100 pips. This candle alone at 10:15, that could be your daily goal, and you walk away from the markets at 10:15, 10:20, you're done, and now you're asking yourself, what the hell do I do with the rest of my day? I've made 50, 100 pips with zero drawdown. Why? Because you understood the structure of the market. And then look at what happened. If you didn't do anything, yes, this happens to me and it happens to you. The market, you're getting greedy up there. You're fighting a trend. You're not happy with your 50 to 100 pips. And then look at what the market does. Red, and now it closes below here. There's no more coming down here, picking up the money and going back up. It closed red. The buyers tried. It came back up into 50%. They pushed it back down. Look at where it closed. It closed at the hourly white line. And then there's your red candle, and then there's the push. Now you got confirmation that red volume closed below your yellow line. Here's the retest where it came up green, green, green and got rejected. You could have taken a sell right here for a few minutes and taken those pips down there. Okay. Now we kind of really recovered. And see, guys, how this area of structure, sorry, I'm talking a lot here, but I really want you guys to understand this, because you can do this on any security, on any time frame, whatever you want. Okay, do you guys understand how I found 5-minute structure right there with that red line? Now I look at how it was trading right now as I'm speaking. 1220, 1225, 1230, 1235. See how it held that previous red line from this morning, and then look at the bullish move coming right through there. Okay, so that was 5-minute structure. Once you learn structure, you pick the time frame you want to trade. Okay, so we dipped right down into the low of the day, kind of came back, moving up. So we have this big, now nice bullish move. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, but we're coming right back. Now if I look at overall 5-minute structure, it looks like a nice V bottom recovery. All of the choppiness, set it aside. That big leg that came down, we got a nice, beautiful green leg coming right back up. Now, it's trading in this big red box. Is it going to push back down, or maybe just pull back and then we continue driving? What happens if the 5-minute closes above here and then we go into the end of the day, going into earnings, and it's positive? Okay, so things can go down, things can come up, things can go up, things can come down. Sometimes market trades sideways, and then you got to acknowledge if we're trading sideways and try and avoid trading that volume as much as you can. Okay, is there any now in between this white line and white line? Remember, those are hourly point of interest, but now I'm on the 5 minutes. Is there any 5-minute structure that I can identify in between the two white lines? That's like tape to tape trading, but that's hourly. If I look at the 5 minutes volume in between these white lines and I go back in the past, I can see, did they create any structure? Look at the structure, I can see. So look at the white lines, white line and white line. This is all 5-minute volume, how it traded in between the white lines. Can I find maybe a point of interest that I'm interested in that has maybe a little bit of structure? Right here. See how the market came down, kind of found that second bottom, back up. It came back down, stopped right there, back up. It came back down, stopped there, back up. It came, stopped right there, back up. And if I use this red line, 41,902, 900, and see how it's trading right now. See now that same red line is right here, in between my white lines, white line and white line. It's right at 50%. Okay, if I grab my fib from this white line to that white line, let's just do it. Let's see. From right there, the white line to the white line, right there. See where 50% is, 0.5, 41,905. Okay, I was off by 2 pips. Okay, I could just take my red line right now and put it right exactly at 905, right at that. Now I know where is 50% of my hourly zone if there is any retracements to come back down. Any zone down there? Is there anything going on down there? I could draw like another box if I needed to capture maybe a zone of demand if it comes down in there. But I will use this now. So this red line, guys, I'm going to label it for us, okay? Because now we're on the 5 minutes. So red line. This is a 5M, 5 minute point of interest of support. Okay, do you guys understand that? That's a 5 minute point of interest of support. If this red, I'm looking for support to take it back up. If it closes below here, we might push down to this white line. I measure the move. If I'm taking a sell below here to the white line, I will know when I take that it's approximately 40 pips. 40. Half of it is 20 to come into 50% of that green candle right there, 25 pips. Okay, if it goes down there, maybe we're just going to consolidate right now here, and then maybe we'll continue looking for buys up here, or we'll look for sells. Or if it's just going to trade inside here for a little bit, then we let it trade in there. Let's just continue observing. Let's just watch. I can see previously, look at all of the volume, and this was when it really got choppy. Wall Street, 9:30, going into 10 a.m. Then they released all that volume, and now we came right back in, and we're trading again right in this kind of box. There's good scalps to be made in there. There's a nice volume. There's nice range. But if we're not sure, we wait. Okay. Val, so adding your indicators now. You said EMA. What was it again? I just got to scroll up. Sorry. Val, it was, okay, 9 EMA. Okay, so 9 EMA I have right here. Here's our 9 EMA, our green line. So we're using 9 EMA. You see how the 5 minute candles are now, the volume is above the 9 EMA. Here was a retest where it came down red, 50% of the candle, but also hit our EMA 9 and continue. So we don't have any red volume closing below our 9 EMA yet. Okay, so if it comes down red, we still have to respect our indicator. So if it comes down, we might find buyers. We might get a wick coming back up. If we get red volume maybe closing below, see if it closes now, comes down, closes below the 9 EMA, and then I use my 5 minute point of the red line as support. If it breaks, then I go into a sell. If it still holds, maybe I buy down here. Maybe I buy just below the 9 EMA and I buy at my supporting line. But I got to allow the volume to come down here. So that was one of them. And your other one was the 50 SMA. Okay, so 50 SMA. Let's add that. Okay, so I added it. It's this purple line, but we said 50. So let's go to the settings here. Length 50. We can change the color if you want. I can make it a little thicker. Okay, so we've got our green as our 9. There's our 50. That was considered to be a golden crossover where the 9 crossed above the 50 EMA. It's crossing above our hourly point of interest and created this bullish move. So if this fails, like right here, and you know what I'm saying? If I sell it below here, like below the red line to come down to the white line, why is it a good area to take 40 pips of profit? Because I'm coming down to an hourly point of interest and also the 50 smooth moving average. That might hold it and come right back up. Okay, if we break below the 50, then we might continue dropping down to this daily support down here. So this is utilizing, we'll keep the indicators on. So Val, we've done everything. We did US30, Dow Jones. We did a top down from the daily, hourly, down to the 5 minutes. And we utilized your indicators of choice, moving averages. One is the 9 exponential moving average, EMA. And then this one, purple bluish color, is a 50 SMA, smooth or simple moving average. Okay. Now the price is currently consolidating like right here. See the 5-minute range where it came up, back down inside here. So US30 is not going to continue to trade the volume inside this box for the rest of the day. We are smart. We know that it could continue to just trade inside here for a little bit and accumulate a little more. We know that there's an option that it could potentially break out and try for a new higher high. That's an option, okay? This is also an option. It can continue to consolidate in here. So I'm going to give us three options to choose from. I'm not going to give us 10 options. It's too confusing, just 3. Or the volume sellers could close it down there, retest this, and we drop down here. Okay, those are the 3 possible options, obvious options, where it could move. But there's also fake outs. There's also moves that could attempt to come down here, red, but that we go on impulse and the candle hasn't closed. And then when it comes down here, then it gets a wick and it comes back up and then closes back inside the box and up here. Then that might be creating this move, but with a liquidity grab, okay? So we have to watch our options, but we also have to watch the market for clues as to what it's doing, okay? So I know it's a lot to handle, but I don't think Dow is going to continue to just trade inside here. We still have 2.5 hours to go till market close. So eventually volume will redistribute. So if I'm asking everybody in the group right now, on the 5 minutes, on this time frame that we have, where we are trading currently, are you bullish on Dow to break out, or are you bearish that it will come below here and then take our next leg down? Bullish or bearish on the 5 minutes. I don't want your daily analysis. I don't want your 4-hour. I want to know right now specifically where we are trading on the 5 minutes. We have 4 more minutes to go. Do you think we're going to momentarily go bullish or bearish? Bullish, Carlos? Okay, so to get bullish, you see, now I'm looking at the 5 minutes. Every time we're trading in here, the red box, they're rejecting it back down. They're coming in here, they're rejecting it back down. So we just peeped our head in here again, and they're rejecting us back down. But it's interesting because it keeps building below here, okay? So I see some of you guys are bearish. Bruce, you're bearish. Val, you're bullish. Okay, so you guys on YouTube too, I see bullish. A lot of you guys are bullish. Okay, so then let's get also now, if we're bullish, if you take a position, you maybe scale in a little smaller position because we don't know what could happen inside this supply area. Like all of these buyers that were buying and then it slammed it down. Again, they were buying in here and then they slammed it down. So you don't want to be, again, buying in here and then they slam it down. So we need confirmations. I'd like to see some bullish volume start to close, maybe attempt to get into these high wicks up here, to touch in there. If I look at the 5 minute structure inside that big red box, I can see this morning, I can 9:40 and 10 a.m. exactly. That's where they rejected the moves right there. Okay, here and here. If I look at the structure to the left and I bring this red line, I can see that, look at all the structure. There was resistance. They had a difficult time breaking above there and then pushed back down. Came again there, the nice close, fake out, and then right below that 50 EMA, they dropped it right back down. Again, they attempted, nothing happened. Then they actually closed it above there. They pushed for those highs at 8:30 when we had kind of commodities and some North American news, and then back down. Now we're coming up green. Will it take out the high and trade right back up and test 41,980? The world of God, are we getting into any trades today? If a trade presents itself, we will take a trade. If you've been here for the last 5 years, I'm not shy to trade. But I don't just trade to make YouTube happy, okay? I trade if there's a setup. I'm not, and then if we're just buying a single candle, you got to know what you're doing with a single candle. That's why I'm very reluctant to scalp, because sometimes I go into a single candle trade and I'm up 20-30 pips, and you guys are looking for 200 or 300 pips on a 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute candle, and I'm already out in profit. And then some of you guys are saying, well, Ron, why did you get out? I'm still holding. that's the thing, guys. I could scalp every single individual candle I see here if I want, but it's up to you guys to understand what I'm doing, because I hate explaining myself over and over and over and over and over and over again, because I feel like we're just repeating ourselves over and over again. If we know exactly what we're doing in here, I have no problem trading. Okay. So do you guys want to stay with this for a little bit and watch what happens up here? Or do you guys want to go to another security, do the same thing? I can go much faster than what I just did. Okay, I'm asking you guys. If you guys are in buys right now, what are you going to do if it comes up to this red line? Do you guys have a plan? Or you're just guessing what to do? That's not how I trade. I just want to make that clear with everybody. When I trade, I'm not guessing. Okay? Sahid, okay, Bitcoin. See, you are completely off topic. This is where we got to stay on topic, guys. I know Bitcoin is amazing. I know where Bitcoin has been great since 2009. For the last 15 years, Bitcoin has been great. But right now, I'm talking about what are you going to do if it comes up to this line. Let's all please, guys, be on the same page. This is why it gets really, really difficult to stream on here. Because again, no one is here to learn. We're just here to talk about Bitcoin. We'll have a session where we just talk about Bitcoin. But here, what are you doing? Look at the volume. So it's filling up these wicks from earlier this morning. If you are in a buy, do you have some sort of plan what you're doing right now? Or like if you're in a buy, have you already reduced your risk right now? Have you taken your stop loss and brought it up a little bit? You don't need to bring your stop loss directly right to break even, but you can start to manage your stop loss by bringing it up a little bit. That's how you're controlling your risk. When it comes to a desired area, do you have a plan when it gets up there about maybe taking some partial profits or placing a trailing stop loss in the market? These things have to become automatic. Okay, whether you're in a 5-minute trade, you're in an hourly trade, or you're in a daily trade, you have to have some sort of trade management when you are trading. It's a lot better than just guessing in the markets. Emmanuel, you're up 17 pips, moving to break even. Okay, so that's perfect. You got some sort of plan. Okay, and then we got to get in a habit of trading a plan. Okay, so now, what is the volume doing? What a nice recovery we've had, but we're trading exactly. This is an important time in the market, 9:40 and 10 a.m. Okay, the green volume came up there, and that's where they rejected it back down. It came in there, and they rejected it back down. Now we just touched it, broke above it. Are they rejecting it back down? Okay, they are. But again, we'll wait till the candle closes. Yoda's on YouTube. If you want to learn more, we're giving a sample. We have been killing BTC since 23,000. Actually, 15,000. That double bottom at 15, 16,000, Blair. I added a lot. Okay, so I'm asking, like me, am I surprised that we got rejected at this red line and we have a big red bar coming down? If you ask me personally, and I'm telling you the truth, am I surprised at this reaction of this candle? I am not surprised. Okay, I've seen this 1,000,001 times. Okay, this is probably the one time over 1,000,000 I've seen this. This is why if you are in a scalp, like if you bought this green candle and you got that extension, If you get greedy, the market will punish you. I know it's not a move that you're saying, oh, Ron, how did I get punished from? You just pissed away all of your profit. Okay? I'm telling you guys this live. This red line was from 9:40 and 10 a.m. If you don't understand that those are very volatile times in the market, it's not any Mickey Mouse time. 9:40, 9:45 is your transition from your first 15 minutes of Wall Street open going into your next 10 a.m. is also a big, powerful hourly 4-hour candle in the markets for most securities, and it's also US news at that time. So it doesn't surprise me that the buyers got rejected 2 times this morning there, and it doesn't surprise me that the volume came all the way, all this bullish volume, right into about 50% of that red box, just below our daily point of interest resistance, and it got rejected there. Okay, and you can see how like demoralizing this is if you're a scalper. I'm a scalper, so I know how demoralizing this is. Believe me, I go through this every single day. If you bought this green candle, okay, you're up 25, 26 pips there. You got the extension. You're up 33, 35 pips right to that point. And if you did nothing, then you just pissed away all your 30 pips right back down to where you entered. And now they're coming after your stop loss. Okay, so this is why I spend time educating. It's not always about just is he buying, is he selling, what's Bitcoin doing or what's Nasdaq doing. It's about learning about what I'm doing here. I'm coming in on my time here to give you guys some insight in the markets, and I hope to God, I pray to God every day that someone is learning something. Otherwise, I ask myself, why do I do this every day? Why do I come on here when I could be doing other things? So please, guys, pay attention. We're only here for 2 hours. If you're not understanding what we're doing here, then this is where you set your mindset. Are you taking? Did you take a buy here and you're looking to swing trade this afternoon? So you're not worried about this pullback. Even if it came down and you just gave away 30 pips and you're back to break even, maybe you're looking for a bigger move. Maybe you're looking for and that's fine. But we're down to the 5 minutes right here. 5. So as soon as I go down to the specific time frame, my brain starts to operate on the time frame that I'm trading. So if I'm on the 5 minutes, my brain is operating as if I'm trading 5 minutes. My brain is not operating again as if I'm on the hourly candle or if I'm on the daily candle, because then I cannot use tight stop losses. If I bought that green candle and I want to give it room to breathe and this was just my entry, then I got to go back to the hourly and look at the hourly structure, and that's going to determine how big my stop loss will be. It will determine how much of a take profit I'm looking. But you got to learn, guys. You got to learn for your specific time frame. That's why it's so difficult on the 1 minutes to teach this style. When, like last week, we did the 2 minutes. We did a 2-minute trade. We took a trade, 0 drawdown, went right in. No, sorry, it was 8 pip drawdown after. But when we initially took the trade, it was 0 drawdown. The pullback got us into 8 pips drawdown. Then it went up to 25, 30 pips. And once it hit that hourly area, I told you guys I'm out. I'm out of the trade, and that's when it reversed. Am I surprised right now how it's coming down? I am not. Okay, why? Because look at how the volume came all the way right back up to the big red box we did with Val's amazing analysis on the daily, hourly, and bringing it down. We also acknowledge specific times at Wall Street. The market told us 2 times this morning the buyers got rejected there. Why would it not happen a 3rd time? Why will it not happen a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, or a 10th time? The only thing that will justify is, did any green volume close above that red line? If it did, this red line could be current support, and then we could talk about breaking our daily point of interest and taking out this area, and then maybe looking for a bigger bullish move. I'm not surprised, okay? And when did it all happen? 12:25, 12:30. Bu, welcome to Premium Crush Day. No more until end of the day. Yeah, premiums, guys. We were just talking about that. End of the month options. Okay, so there could be premiums that are getting killed right now. And the market is doing this for a reason. It's not just by chance or by luck what we have today going on in the markets. So when you start to understand premiums, and now look, it was big red candles too. So the same goes for sellers as well. If the sellers sold this, they went down 30, 40, 50 pips. And if they don't kind of do anything down here, yeah, 50, 60 pips, there could be buyers waiting to buy it back up. Watch when we'll see when this candle closes in the next 30 seconds. Is it going to close above our 9 EMA green line, or will it close below the 9 EMA? Will it come back up and go back down? Maybe I'll look to sell the second leg and continue with this bearish momentum. So guys, I need you guys to be on the same page and understand what you're doing when you're trading. Doesn't it make it so much more enjoyable when you're trading and you're anticipating the move and you execute with precision instead of just guessing? If you're just guessing what you need to be doing every single day, I can tell you you're at a beginner phase of trading. Okay, and I'm not saying that to disrespect. I'm just saying that's a beginning level. You're just guessing what to do. I was there. Everyone was there. But trading, when you're trading exactly to what you want, execute. Just like when you're driving from point A to point B. In a little bit, I gotta go to pick up my son from school. I know exactly the roads to take there to get there. I know exactly how long it takes me to get there. I don't need to deviate. I don't need to take shortcuts unless there's construction, unless there's detours, unless there's something. But I know how to go from point A to point B. Same with when you're trading. If you know from point A to point B, or point A to point B down here, you need to do something on your specific time frame. Okay? If you're here to learn how to scalp the markets, you have to at least learn this type of discipline. Otherwise, you're going to turn short-term trades into long-term holds, and you might be holding a shit ton of drawdown. Okay, what happens if you're still that buyer there and you're still holding at this loss, and they tease you with this nice green candle coming back up, get you excited that you're going to recover, and then they keep slamming it back down, and then you still have that bullish mindset because you bought up there and you're holding, then you add another buy, and then they just continue to trap you and take you lower. And then you come down to an area of support and you think, this is my area of support, I got to buy here. And then you buy. Now you're in 3 trades and the market keeps pushing down. And then you're in big trouble. Then you've given away yesterday's profit. You've given away your weekly profit when you didn't even have to put yourself in that position in the first place. Okay, so we close below. The volume is coming in and coming back down. Are we going to flip this candle? Look at how they gapped it up too. Okay, so all candles give you clues. They closed it down here. Look at where they gapped up the open. They gapped it up to they're trying like to push this thing up. The market is trying as much as it can. It's even helping the candle go higher. And it's coming into, trading into this big volume base candle. That was nice big green volume. And look how they rejected it. And it's a shooting star candle, potentially going to break. It filled the gap. Okay, see where they gapped it. Where they gapped it up, it just came down red, 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 right down to the opening. So structure on 2 candles. That's where I would place a red line. Like if I was trading these 2 individual candles, right there would be a red line. See now how they faked out all those buyers. That's what I'm saying. If you continue to add buys when they closed it below the structure and they tease you with a green candle, you could be buying into supply and they could be absorbing you and push you right back down. Okay, so you see how that candle formed. They tried, they opened it up, they gapped it up, they pushed it up, it came. But look at the size of the big red volume base candle. That's a big red candle. It's not a little one. It's not a little skinny one like these ones right here. That's a big candle. And it closed below structure as well. It closed below this 5-minute wick, closed below this 5-minute wick. If you look at 50% of this big red green candle, it closed below it. Now it's coming right back up. So you got to also look at how much time you have on the candle that you're trading. There's still a minute and 7 seconds to go. So I don't know what will happen until this candle closes. Okay, and you see what could happen if you bought the highs up there, how you're in trouble, or if you bought and you never took out some profit, how the market could come back down on you. What do we think about Apple and Amazon? Blair, are you still on the call? I'm looking to start adding a position on Amazon. Okay, and you see now how candles switch momentum? Here's the close. It's a big shooting star candle. Look, it's ignited right down to the bottom. Okay, again, they gapped it up quickly. They flash it green. Right away, if I'm scalping, I'm already looking at 50% of that red candle. You see how it's lined up with that wick exactly, 50%? They flashed it green, and all it has to do is take out this. And remember this? This is our 5-minute point of interest support. So this is if it can consolidate in here, this is where maybe I look for a reversal, maybe buy. If the buyers can take out maybe some liquidity here, bring it back up and close it above here, this is where I could potentially look to buy it back up. But see now how it's kind of consolidating in between 50% of the red candle and down to where we previously put our 5-minute point of interest. So see, what I want you guys to get off of this call, because we're going to go for 20 more minutes, is how it sold off of 50% of this supply area, and more importantly and specifically at these time frames in this morning at 9:40 and 10 a.m. Okay, and there's the push down. And look at the overall picture. I know it's on the 5 minutes, but it came down. Ignore all the noise, just one straight arrow. You can see it came all the way down there. Ignore the noise coming all the way back up. It came right back up, and look at what it's doing. It's pulling right back down. Will it pull back down, Val? Down to our hourly point of interest, our 50 SMA? Maybe that might be a good opportunity to look for a bounce buy and come back up. If they close it below there, then we might continue pushing down. But before we come down there, we still haven't closed here. So I see that they came below here, red, red, red. It's coming right back up. Again, I was looking to maybe look for maybe a bounce buy to come up, because now this is the neckline on the 5 minutes. Like every structure builds, ignore the noise, just coming right back up. Ignore the noise coming all the way right back down. Maybe this is our neckline, and then maybe we're going to see a move, potentially come back up to fill up to the white line. But I need to see green volume close at least above the 9 EMA. If it's still below the 9 EMA, then the trend is still pushing down. Okay. If you're using EMAs, don't fight your EMAs. Why do we put our EMAs on the chart if we're not going to utilize them? Okay, so right now, red volume is technically below the 9 EMA, so we could continue pushing down. If we rotate back up green, I don't want to just buy a green candle and then it gets a wick and goes back down. I want green volume to close above here, and more importantly, maybe above the 9 EMA. It was a perfect sell setup. I should have sold. Yeah, the woulda, shoulda, couldas, but I didn't. So I'm not going to make it look like I sold up there. But I want you guys to learn why I was saying if you were in a buy, I placed that red line there for a specific reason. Hopefully you guys understood and learned from it. Emmanuel, it was a perfect setup. Yeah, like when you look for those perfect setups, you cannot argue that setup. Was it a high probable sell up here? Yeah, if you ask me, it was a pretty high probable sell because the day is bearish. It came down to a specific area of demand. It came rotated all the way right back up and got rejected where it got rejected this morning. And more importantly, 50% of the red zone. If you look at the RSI on the 5 minutes when it got up there, the RSI was, I know, at 70 level. I know I don't really rely on this, but it was getting overbought on the 5 minutes. So you put the pieces of the puzzle together, overbought up there, okay, that specific area of supply. So it doesn't surprise me that it continued to sell down. If you guys are learning something, I see some of you guys are saying, let's go, we're learning. Hit the like button if you're learning. Don't hit the like button if you're buying or selling or anything. If you're learning something, believe it or not, knowledge is power. Okay? Everything you learn every single day will help you, whether it's in finance or it's just something else you learn. It's good to learn things on a daily basis. Okay, this candle's closing in 10 seconds. What is our next thing we got to do? We got to figure out where this bar closes and where's 50% of the red volume. Okay, so I'm already taking this red line right there. I've already moved it down to 50% right there. See the bullish ignited candle. They're opening it in demand and bringing it up. But will it get above 50%? Look how it just came up and they rejected it back down. So it might continue pushing down. You cannot just buy a green candle just because they flash green at you and hope that you're going to nail it just because they flash green. That's the game they play. Welcome to the game of trading. It's a game of manipulation. Every single candle is a game of manipulation. Are you ready to play the game on the 1 minutes? Are you ready to play the game on the 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes? Or do you want to slow the game down and play it on the 15 minutes, hour? Or do you really want to slow it down and play it on the daily? That's up to you. If I'm learning a game, for example, Tetris. Have you guys played Tetris? I always talk about this game because this game is exactly like trading. Please, guys, tonight, if you can, with your kids, have some fun tonight. Relax tonight and make it a night with the kids, okay? The old school Nintendo. Put in that Tetris game. It's a game of blocks and patterns, just like candlesticks. And you can make the game very fast or you can slow it down, depending on how you can process the game of Tetris, the blocks. It also shows you in the right-hand corner the next block coming up. So not only is your brain processing where and how to move the current block, but also process your next block and where to. So that's what trading candlesticks is. This is like a game of Tetris, but it doesn't give us the next candle. This is what we have to do. We got to predict the next candle. So, when they just flash us that green move, it's exciting because they entice us to buy it, but that's how they trap us. So if you find that you cannot retain this information on the 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to disrespect you, but it's too fast for you, especially if you're a beginner. Think about it. If you just started trading today and I started showing you this, you're probably like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? What is he doing? But as you gain more and more and more experience, you will understand for the last 5 years what I've been saying here. Every candlestick has the same characteristics. It's just up to you how fast you want to play the game. I enjoy playing the game at high speeds. I enjoy 1 minute. I can trade 30 seconds. I can trade 10 seconds. If there was 1 second, 2 second candles, believe me, I would be trading them because that's how my brain processes quick moves. It doesn't matter if it's a 2 second candle. That 2 second candle is same shit as a 1 minute candle, 5 minute candle, 15-minute candle, and a daily candle. It's got all that 2 second in 2 seconds got an opening, high, low, and a close. I guarantee you that 2 second candle has some volume where I can figure out where's half of it. I can get clues on 2 second candles. Like I'm exaggerating with 2 seconds, but I'm showing you what you can do in these markets whenever you want. Look at now how it came down red, 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 right down to, we took some time today to write this. 1H, point of interest, 50% of the previous 1 hour candlestick. Let's process this. What does all this mean? Okay. If you're just joining the call, what does all this mean? This means that all of this volume that just came down right now, all of this red volume, it's trading back at our previous hourly candle where there was 50%. And look at how it red, came down and then it came back up. Okay, and it's right near our 50 SMA that Val told us to add on the chart. So see how you got to utilize your indicators and your points of interest and your candlestick skills and then throw it all in one. And now if I show you the 1H, I'm going to get off the 5 minutes. Let's go to the 1H and look at what happened in the previous hour. I showed it to you on the 5 minutes, but this is what happened on the hourly. The green hourly candle opened. Remember I told you it filled that imbalance. Remember the 30 pips right up to that white line, and then it continued. Look at where it traded into. The hourly wick right here at 10 a.m., but I broke it down to with that red line on the 5 minutes to show you it was 9:40 a.m. and 10 a.m. more specifically. And look at there how it got rejected. So our hourly wicks are telling us there is a area of hourly resistance. We came right in there and look at how it came all the way right back down, and look at where it just came down to. Remember this? This white line was this previous green candle, 50%. Look at how the volume just traded right down to the white line and it's coming right back up. Our hourly candle has no idea where it's going. There's 9 minutes and 30 seconds and it's a spin top. It opened bullish and it came back down bearish, and now the buyers are buying it right back up, virtually right where we opened 50 minutes ago. Okay? And now I show it to you how it looks on the 5 minutes. So look, if you're a seller and you made all of this pips coming all the way down and it tagged your white line, did you do anything down there? I'm not saying to close your entire trade. I'm saying, did you do any type of trade management? Did you bring your stop loss to break even? Did you bring your stop loss as a trailing stop loss in profit? Did you maybe secure a little bit of partials down there? Because this is in fact where it could be a point of interest where the market could go back up. Now I see how it's consolidating right here. Okay, so let it consolidate. And again, I'm still going to look for buys above here, pending volume. Okay, the buyers brought it right back up there, but look at how it got rejected and coming right back down. So it wasn't enough. We need to continue to wait it out, see if it will close. Again, there's our 9 EMA. Will green volume close above there? Retest this. I could look to buy right back up to that white line, maybe back up to here. If the sellers now continue to consolidate in here, it could start to sell back down in here. This is where the 9 EMA is slowly coming down to maybe the 50 SMA, and this is where you might have a bearish crossover. If the 9 crosses below that, but before that even happens, the price action will leave before you. These indicators are nice, but they're lagging. They're lagging because they print after a candle and they're a little bit behind. They're there for confluence. They're there not just to take trades off of. They're there to complement. If you're going into a buy, ask yourself, is the green volume above my 9 EMA? If you're going into a sell, continuing, is the volume, red volume below the, yes, currently we're below. The red volume is currently below the 9 EMA. So if you're looking for buys, you're going against your indicator. Trev, 41,963 Dow, you sold and got 70 pips. Amazing. Like that's like Trev, that's it. In and out, boom, 70 pips here, maybe another trade 30, 40 pips. You've hit 100 pips. That's it. You know, when you get the hang, guys, when you get the hang of this, okay? Some of you guys are using those top step prop firms, 50,000, 100,000, 150. You have the ability to trade with contracts that you can make potentially $10 per tick, pip, point, whatever you're talking, and you could literally make $100, $200 a day. For some of you guys, when you get that capital up there, I hope some of you guys can, you could be making, I don't want to always make this how much you could make, but you could have a nice, comfortable lifestyle, as long as you guys are not just worried about having 3 Lamborghinis in your garage. More of you guys are worried about paying the bills and paying your debt, and the smart way of doing it. And then you'll see how much you'll appreciate this. Okay? Takes time, but I know how much you guys are putting in and learning. It's not easy to do this. Okay, so we got Yoda. Dr. Mario is harder and more intense. I know. I'm scared of that one. Dr. Mario. Dion kills me in that one. You discovered there's level 21. If only beat level 20. Have you ever watched the Tetris World Series? Holy. The levels on Tetris are insane. I would like to see those guys, those top Tetris players, how they could scalp the markets. If we could get those top Tetris players in the world, they have the Tetris World Olympics or World Series, and if we can teach them how to scalp, those guys would clean up the markets. they would clean up the markets. I'm serious. Okay, and then if you're buying as well, you're buying against this current trend, red, like look at the bars, okay? If I just take this red line and I placed it at 50% of that red candle, it did come up green, 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 but it rejected and pushed back down. If I went with just the volume, bring this red line, if you did 50% of that red candle, it came up green, 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 they rejected it back down and pushed back down. If I did this red line again at 50% of the next red candle, this was red, 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 where it dropped down to our daily point or hourly point of interest. It came back up. It looked like a strong bullish pin bar candle. And look how they tease us. They open up green, green, green. But look at what it did. It came just kind of right into that belly of that candle, 50%. Came up to our 9 EMA. Thanks to Val for putting on. But that's why we put it, to educate while we have it. Ask yourself, did the green volume close above that 9 EMA? No, it kissed it and then it got rejected back down. So this big red candle, figure out where's 50% of it right there. Are we above it yet? No, it's coming up now. Green, green, green. It might just come up again, catch a wick and go back down. It might close above it, and then we got to build some support off this red line. Okay, this is how you can bring like your trailing stop loss down in the market if the volume is cooperating with you and it's not really ranging. This is actually really nice volume to trade. If you find this volume very difficult to trade right now, I can tell you more difficult volume. Like this is very difficult in here. This is really difficult. So that's where you got to try. This is really nice. Look how it made a nice move to the upside. It sold off at that hourly resistance right there. I broke it down on the 5 minutes how it looked like, and coming down nicely. It's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower. You can make trading difficult, absolutely, if you're going against the trend and you're getting pissed off. If you're trying to buy and you're over leveraging your buys and they smack you down, yeah, you're gonna hate it. But look at what just happened. Green, 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 right into 50%, and they pushed it right back down. Does that give me enough confirmation to take the buy? I'm interested in buying, but I have no confirmation. I'm not just going to throw my hard-earned money where I think that the buyers are. I'll buy when there's confirmation. I know where the buyers are, and when they're closing it with conviction. Okay, it's like a sports game. It's like when a team is playing and they're finishing it, like they're strong, like the green team is not finishing the game. Like they're coming up and then they're going back down. I need to see them close above here. I need to see them build momentum off of this, and then I might consider taking a buy. But right now, it's still selling momentum. You see, again, it tested 50% exactly and pushed right back down. We might now be attempting to break the 50 SMA down here. Is this blue or purple line? You guys tell me. I'm not colorblind, but some people will say it's blue. Some people will say it's purple. I don't really care. I'm just showing you that that's the 50 SMA. And we have something different. We have an EMA and an SMA. EMA up here is more exponential moving average, faster, and I like how Val smooths it down, simplifies it with a 50. So that's nice. I like that style. How you complement your EMAs with one EMA and an SMA. Some people use all EMAs, some traders use all SMAs. You can play around and change it up. That's your personal preference. But just when you do it, understand the implications of what you're doing. Don't just do it because your friend does it. Okay, look at now. We're building a nice big body candle where at the hourly white line at 50% of that previous. So I see now this is giving me good confirmation that the hourly buyers are still there. They're still holding this. I'm just looking at it I'm dissecting it down on the 5 minutes. So this, now we got 30 seconds. I always say the last 30 seconds will show you who has momentum. Again, it just traded near the high and the sellers just rejected it back down. Again, I'm eyeballing that 50% level. That's where the game will start. And guys, I'm going to go for 2 more minutes and then we're going to wrap up today's call. I've got a lot of things to do. And tomorrow we will be here 7 a.m. for live NFP. Make sure, be ready, get some good night's sleep, be rested, because tomorrow markets will be crazy volatile. I say that because it's the first of the month, November 1st. It's a Friday. I would be saying the same thing if it was any other day. It's a Friday. It's a first of the month. We also have non-farm payroll. That's once a month, first Friday of every month. Okay, so a lot, and we also have Apple and Amazon earnings after hours. So all of that volume will be coming into London. Europe has a few banks that are closed, and then all of that volume will be coming into us tomorrow for NFP. So please, guys, get some good rest. Tomorrow we will be analyzing the markets, looking for some trades, doing exactly what we're doing right now, but we're going to be doing it with NFP, with more volume, more volatility, more fake outs, more everything, all thrown at us. So everything that we've learned, put together, we're going to put it together tomorrow. So look again, if you are trying to buy, look at what they do. They're still pushing it down. Okay, so I ask you, did any green volume close above there? The answer is no. Technically, it's no. They tried, but that's not enough to take a trade just by trying. I want conviction. I want to know that the buyers are serious. I want follow through. This is like Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line, throwing up his bricks. Okay, I want like a Steph Curry. I want like a Michael Jordan at the free throw line, where Michael Jordan closes his eyes and can swish it. Okay, like Steph Curry, 95% free throw shooter. He follows through. The buyers here are not following through right now. The sellers are following through. And look, it's continuing to push down. This might sell off right down to then our daily point of interest. So I use these, the higher the significance, the bigger the area. So yes, this is important. It's an hourly, but this one holds more weight. This yellow line is a daily point of interest. So if the red volume bleeds all the way down here, that's where maybe then the big buyers will step in and reverse the market back up. Okay, so take it line by line, zone by zone, candle by candle, indicator by indicator, and then if everything leads, put the pieces of the puzzle together and everything is agreeing with your analysis, then don't feel scared to take a buy or sell. As long as you're using the predetermined risk management and you're not over leveraging, what are you worried about? Oh, another thing. Happy Diwali to everybody. Yes, I've got a lot of Gujaratis are my students at my rental properties, and they have Diwali. They sent me, I went there yesterday to see how they're doing, and they gave me this big platter of Indian cuisine and desserts, and they were amazing. They were amazing. So happy Diwali if you guys do celebrate. It's a big festival, and we've got a lot big community here where I am in London here. So happy Diwali to everybody. Enjoy it, guys. Enjoy any time with your family and friends. Absolutely, whether you celebrate or not. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Guys, I apologize, but I got to leave. I got to go see how my daughter's doing right now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Let's be here. And hopefully you learned something, okay? I know it sucks. Ron didn't take a trade. Why didn't this guy take a trade? But sometimes when I'm breaking things down, we'll trade the rest of our lives together. I promise you that. But for now, learn. Like, go back and revisit this. Why? Ask yourself, why did the market sell off right there? Why? And then look back at what happened. Candlesticks tell you the story. They tell you the story. Why is it continuing to push down? Well, look how many times the buyers tried to bring it back up, but they keep getting rejected. So they're getting exhausted. And when there's exhaustion, it's easy for the other party to take control of the situation. Like right now, I'm getting tired. I'm getting exhausted. I need to take a break. I need to take a drink. I need to just grab a coffee because I'm getting exhausted. My body and my mind is telling me. So the market too. When you see exhaustion, how does the market capitalize on it? It capitalizes on the exhausted party, whether they're the buyers or the sellers. If the sellers start getting exhausted, then guess what? The buyers will step in, but they'll step in at a predefined area. They're not just going to step in just wherever. There's got to be some sort of structure. Okay. But yeah, if it builds, big green candle, now we just broke that 50 SMA. We broke the hourly. Maybe now this will trigger bigger volume now that we broke that critical area. If you look on the hourly, there's the wick that just took down there. Now, did they grab that pending orders? Did they grab that hourly? And will this candle reverse? Time will tell, but it needs to close above here to create anything positive. Otherwise, the buyers are just selling, or buyers are just buying into sellers, and sellers will just continue pushing them down. Sometimes you got to let the market just accumulate. Let it accumulate. Eventually it'll accumulate and it will make its direction. Remember, I told you there's 3 options. There's only 3 options. Remember, we were consolidating up here? I don't know if you remember that. Rewind the call. Remember when I told you there's 3 options? I said US30 is not going to continue to trade in here forever. There is an option that it could break to the upside. That's an option. They tried, but no volume corresponded and closed above. And then the other option, the only other logical option is it could potentially sell down. But you have to watch fake outs. But there was no fake out about this. That red volume closed below. And then if you waited, green, 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 the rejection. You could have sold right here, could have sold right there, could have sold right there. Now you got confirmations, okay? Guys, what you do with this analysis is up to you. You know, like, I'm trying to give you everything that goes through my brain that I've learned for scalping the markets over the last 20 years. This is how I trade every single candle of every single day of my life. I don't change up anything. I asked Val to give us a security today. I asked Val to give us a time frame today. I asked Val to give us an indicator today. And everything we did was based on her choice. Tomorrow or next time, not NFP, but next time I'll speed it up. You guys know I can do a top-down analysis and break it down in 5 minutes. I take my time for you guys to make sure we're getting to know how to do this. When we get up to speed, I'll ask 5 of you guys, give me a security, give me a time frame, give me your indicator, and we'll break it down, and we'll continue doing like that. And then, so it's not just me picking a security or a time frame. You guys decide. We do this for you. You guys are in charge, okay? You guys will be in control. Look again. They tease you, green, 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 and then they reject it back down. That's why my brain, if I go into a counter trade or a counter scalp or a counter buy, and I just bought this green candle and I saw it come up there, that's why sometimes I get pip and dip, because I've been screwed a million times by trading like this, unless there's confirmations. So I know, like, this candle opened green, and guys, that is a 25 pip candle. Like 25 pips. That's some scalpers dream about making 10, 15, 20 pips with zero drawdown, going directly right into profit. Who doesn't want that? If I look at 4 of these candles a day and I hit my 100 pips, life is good. I'm out. I made my daily goal. But if I keep holding these things, praying that they're going to continue to go up, and I'm not appreciating the 20, 25 pips, then the market might, correct you and then humble you down real quick. Okay, guys. Have a nice day. Happy Diwali. Jumar Mubarak to everybody tomorrow, and we'll see you guys 7 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning for live NFP. Okay, and we'll go till about 10. So have a good day, everyone. Val, thank you for your cooperation today. I appreciate it. Hopefully it helped you with your analysis. My areas, my zones, these lines with your indicators. Hopefully, Val, you learned something and helped you. So again, I do this call to help one person. If I can help one person, I've done my job. But if I can help hundreds of people, then we've done an excellent job. So stay focused, guys. Stay positive. The markets are very exciting. There's so much going on. You got so much earnings, big names. You got NFP tomorrow. You've got elections next Tuesday. Craziness is happening. So we're going into November and December, and then I can't tell you how exciting the markets will be beginning of 2025. So learn as much as you can now so that you're prepared for the good times to come. Okay, and it will be very exciting. Okay, so have a good day, everyone. God bless everyone. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you, everyone on YouTube. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone on Zoom, I believe Shahab's taking the day off, and I'll be filling in for NFP tomorrow, okay? So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your day today, everyone. Thank you.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.